Good morning. I would like to thank first the Latino Heritage Internship Program and in particular the National Park Service and Ms. Dalia Darta for inviting me to speak or to talk about Simon Bolivar, which is one of our greatest characters of history. And I do have a presentation that I would like to share with you. And so therefore, we're going to pass through the different stages of Simon Bolivar's lives. First of all, we have to say who Simon Bolivar was. Simon Bolivar was born in Caracas on July the 24th, 1783. His whole name was Simón José Antonio de la Santísima Trinidad Bolívar y Palacios. He belonged to a rich family, and the first Bolívar, the old Simón Bolívar, came to Venezuela in 1569. His family was probably the richest of Venezuela, and nowadays we can calculate that fortune in approximately $40 million from today. He lost his father when he was almost 3, and his mother when he was 9. He had private tutors, and among them we can mention Andrés Bello and Simón Rodríguez, who was a revolutionary inspired by the ideas of Jean-Jacques Rousseau and the French Revolution. After his parents' death, he was in possession of a big fortune. Then he traveled to Europe to pursue military studies between 1800 and 1802. And in 1804, he was back in Europe where he lived in several countries until 1807. In 1805, he was at Rome with his former teacher, Simón Rodríguez, where he made his famous oath of the Monte Sacro. And he said, "I swear before you, I swear by the God of my parents, I swear by them, I swear by my honor, and I swear by my country that I will not give the rest to my arm, not rest to my soul, until I have broken the chains that this oppress us by the will of the Spanish power." So he was very determined to have an independent America and a free America from the rule of Spain. And this is a very important date because in 1808, Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Spain, and several movements began to fulfill an independence from Spain since the King of Spain abdicated in favor of José Bonaparte, which was Napoleon's brother. In 1810, a Junta Suprema was organized, and Bolívar traveled to England to obtain the British recognition to the next new nation. In 1811, Venezuela became officially independent from Spain, but that was a prelude of a long civil war between Venezuelans that would last until 1824. Bolívar received Generalissimo Miranda in La Guaira. Miranda was given the supreme command, and Bolívar was promoted to be a colonel. Then the pro-Spaniard faction defeated Miranda in 1812, and he signed a capitulation agreement. Bolívar arrested Miranda and handed him into Spanish force, left Venezuela and went to Nueva Granada, now Colombia, where he was given a military command in Tunja under the Congress of the United Province of Nueva Granada. He decided then to invade and free Venezuela. With his invasion, he started his admirable campaign, which accomplished what historians name as the Second Republic later that year. When arriving to Caracas, Bolívar was given the title the Liberator, which was the most important title he has received in his life, and he said several times that. The Civil War started in the Republic, and Bolívar was forced to flee to Jamaica. He wrote his famous Letter from Jamaica, where he framed his Republican vision with a parliamentary setup model after England and a lifelong president. Then Bolívar returned to Venezuela, and the years between 1816 and 1819, the war became intense. He went to New Granada, where he was able to obtain the independence of New Granada. The campaign included the crossing of the Andes mountain range, one of history's great military feats, and this effort was consolidated with the victory at the Battle of Boyacá on August 7 of 1819. Immediately, Bolivar was in Angostura, where he created the Republic of Colombia. In his Angostura speech, he delineated the structure of the new republic. He said, which is very important to know what Bolivar thinks about this political constituency. He said, the continuation of authority in the same individual has frequently meant the end of democratic governments. Repeated elections are essential in proper systems of government. And that's the famous phrase of the speech of Angostura, the most perfect system of government is that which results in the greatest possible measure of happiness and the maximum of social security and political stability. He proposed to Congress an inherited Senate and a moral power which was not included in the new constitution. Pablo Morillo, the Spanish commander-in-chief, was in control of the north of Venezuela, including Caracas, the capital. The two generals had a meeting in 1820, granting a 6-month armistice and the recognition of the forces of Bolivar and the authority of Bolivar himself. The 24th of June of 1821, Bolivar commanded the Battle of Carabobo, which is considered the final and definite battle of the Venezuelan independence. The remaining forces loyal to the kings of Spain, remained in the west coast of Venezuela, where they were expelled in a last naval battle in 1823. Perdón, podemos parar. Can we stop?
Bueno, habría
no
que comenzar
pare,
otra
¿verdad?
vez. Ahora tenemos que comenzar otra vez.
De nuevo.
Sí, señor.
Dios santo. Es que hubo una parte que claro, esto lo tengo que leave, ¿ya va?